Okay. Hope you all can see my screen. Is it visible? Okay. So in this session, we are going to discuss about LOD's part 2. So how to answer complex questions using LOD. So I'm going to give some real-time scenarios. Uh, so there are some analysis type of things where we can do cohort analysis and how LODs help Tableau visualization to look better, and explanation about other scoping keywords. So these, yeah, I'm recording. So we also have scoping keywords. So scoping keywords. Scoping keywords are nothing but include, exclude, and fixed. So these are called as scoping keywords. And we can also call this as LOD functions. And now we will see how to do cohort analysis and all. And before that, so I'll help you understand how to find customer order frequency. So I'll just connect to Superstore data. Let me, let me take customer name, and I'll take order ID. Okay. Okay. So as a customer, we might make multiple orders. So if you see, Aaron Bergman has made, Aaron Bergman has made 3 orders, and Aaron Hawkins made 7 or 8 orders. Okay. So these are the customer orders. These are the customer orders. Okay. So, but now I want to know the number of customers. Let's say I want to know for, let's say for one order, who customer number of customers who made one order. Number of customers who made one order. Likewise, I want to know number of customers who made 2 orders, and number of customers who made 3 orders. So here what my requirement is. So here you see Aaron Bergman had made 3 orders, and you need to find out the other customers who made 3 orders. So you need to check for, let's say this person has made 2. See, Jason Klamsinski had made 3 orders. So likewise, you need to find out the customers who made 3 orders, and you need to take the count of those customers, and you need to keep it. So, this is a typical requirement where you can't do this with a normal calculation. You need to use LOD calculations for this to get this information. So normally what we can get for customers, so how many number of orders he made. Okay. So to know that, we can just take the count. Just take the count of order IDs and make it discrete and sort it. Okay. So if you take the count of order IDs, so there are these many people like Anemone Ratter, Carl Jackson, Jenna Cafe. So these people made one order. So what I want to know is, I want to know how many number of customers made one orders. So I want to know this count. So one order, there are 12 customers, and 2 orders, there are many customers. Yeah, like this. There are 72 customers who made 2 orders. So I want to know that count. So to do that, so it is nothing but the customer order frequency. Customer order frequency. Okay, here what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get the customer name, count of customer name. I'll take the count distinct. And now I will write a LOD calculation, which is customer order frequency. And I want to fix it based on the customer name and take the count distinct of order ID and say okay. Okay, I want to fix it based on the customer name and I want to take the count distinct of order ID and say okay. So this is created as a measure. So by default, it looks like a number, so it will show as a measure. But in this case, I want to show it as a dimension. So here you have an option to convert it to dimension and use it here. And I'll want to make it as vertical bars. So I can see this thing and show the labels on top of this. So I want to, my requirement is to know the number of customers who made one order, who made two orders, who made three orders. So if you see, there are 12 customers who made one order. So if you want to verify, you go to this customer orders. Here we have taken customer name and the count of order IDs. So you can see these many people are there who made one orders. So if you take the count of those orders, count of those customers, so it will be 12. Okay. So that will be 12. So one order, the number of customers who made one order are 12. The number of customers who made two orders. So if you go here and select customers who made two orders, 36. So 36 out of 800 marks means, so we have selected 36 customers. You can see 36. So this is how we can make the number of customers per each and order ID, each and every order ID. So that's how we can calculate this thing, number of customers who made one order, two order, and you have only one customer who made 17 orders. So we'll see who is that person. Yeah, Emily Fan is the one person who made 17 orders. I mean, so he went to the superstore and he's the person he made only 17 orders. And you see 14 orders by three people. So these are the three people who made 14 orders. So this way we can make use of LOD functions in Tableau. So customer order frequency, what I'm doing is I'm taking the count distinct. I'm taking the count distinct only based on the customer name. Okay. Here, based on the customer name, I want the count distinct of order ID. So this count I need. So that is based on customer name. So that is the reason I have written a calculation where I'm including customer name and count distinct of order ID. Okay. Any questions? So yeah, okay, sure. So yeah, let's say we have order ID. So these are the orders for each and every customer. So if you go to the data, so let's take for one person. customer. Okay, so Aaron Bergman. So Aaron Bergman we have, and we'll say order ID. We'll take this order ID. I'll just copy this. See. Okay, so now that we have this data, and now I'll take customer name, and I'll select only Aaron Bergman. Okay, Aaron Bergman, I have 6 rows, and I'll take count of, I'll take orders. So these many orders he made. Okay, so these many orders he made. And so what are the number of orders? So if you see, uh, let me remove this Aaron Bergman. So this is getting repeated, right? So I'll just remove the duplicate ones. And if you see, we have multiple order IDs, and there are some order IDs which are getting repeated. So what I will do is I will just remove duplicates. Say okay. Yeah. So there are only 3 unique order IDs which are there. So that means Aaron Bergman had made 3 orders, right? So I want to know the number of customers who made 3 orders. Okay, so this is my requirement. So this is my requirement. So if you take another example, so let me take another example of a person who made 3 orders. So I'll take an example of okay, Larry Tron. Larry Tron, if I take, yeah, say okay. And here you see there are 3 orders for Larry Tron also. So I'll just copy these things, Control C, and I'll paste it here. Okay, so these are getting repeated, I'll remove it. So there are 2 customers. So number of custom. So in this example, you can say the number of customers who made 3 orders. How many number of customers who made 3 orders in this data? So there are 2 customers. Okay, so in the whole lot of data, so in all this records, I want to find the number of customers who made 1 order, who made 2 orders. So all this can be done using this calculation which I have written, customer order frequency. Okay, so this type of LOD calculation is not possible in Tableau, sorry, in Excel file. So that's why we can't show that in Excel file. So basically what we are doing is we are taking this count. So it is 3. I mean, these are 3 orders, and we are taking count of customers. So count of customers in this scenario, it is 2. Okay. And 2 orders, we need a customer count, which is some number. Okay. So here we are calculating for all the orders. So 1 order, 12 customers, 2 orders, 3 customers, 3 orders, 53 customers. So for all orders, it is counting. So there are uh, till 17. So the maximum orders made by customers, So 17 orders is the maximum number of times a person has ordered. So not more than 17 orders a customer has made. Is it clear? Okay. Narayan, is it clear? Okay. Yeah, so that's about customer order frequency. Yeah. So finding the number of orders for each customer is normally easy, where we can directly uh, drag and drop customer name and then take the count of order ID, which gives us the count of order ID. But whenever you want to take the number of orders made by, I mean, one order made by different customers, the number of customers. So if you want to calculate that thing, so for this you need to create a LOD calculation where you can specify the count in one calculation, and that you can fix it with customer name. Yeah. So this way we can say 439 customers have made exactly 3 purchases, and 4 purchases made by 366 in this scenario, in this graph. Okay, so now we will see about what is cohort analysis. So cohort and sorry. Mhm. So fixed LOD, we should use it because I want to fix it that number. So let's see, include and exclude has a scenario. Let's say if you know the definition, we have this include is nothing but to include the dimension which is not there in the visual OD. And exclude definition is to exclude the dimension which is there in the visual OD. So in this scenario, what I'm doing is I'm not excluding anything. Okay. So here here I don't have anything, any dimension. I'm just trying to fix the customer name, number of customer name count. So here I'm just fixing that value. So then there is no need of this including or excluding. I don't want to include any dimension, or I don't want to exclude any dimension. So that's the reason there is no point you can use this fixed, sorry, include or exclude. I will show you one example for exclude and include also. So include you will use to calculate averages. So yesterday we have discussed about calculating averages, if you remember. So to calculate average based on uh, the region, so which is not there in the visual LOD. So in such cases, you'll use the include LOD, and exclude you will use to exclude the dimension. So I will show you one example for exclude LOD in this session. So we will understand where we will use this include and exclude. So that's about customer order frequency. So now we will see cohort analysis. So do longer tenured customers make a larger contribution to sales? Okay. So in this scenario, what this cohort analysis uh, definition is, do longer tenure customers make a larger contribution? Meaning, so let's say if a person goes to one superstore, he started in 2018, let's say, and he also goes to that same Superstore in 2019 as well, in 2020, and in 2021. So because of this old customer, whether my sales is improving or how it is, like, is it because, let's say I have given only one example, one for one customer. So let's say there are some 100 customers, the old customers who are there from 2018. So are they helping us getting the more sales contribution? So with the cohort analysis, we will be able to know. So are the old customers are helping us get the more sales or not? So now we will see how to make that cohort analysis. So to create a cohort analysis, I'll just make order date. I'll take order date and I'll make this as, I'll take sales as well, and I'll make it as continuous. Make a bar chart and swap the rows. Okay, so before creating this, I will show you the customer name and order date by day. And I'll make it discrete. Okay, so Aaron Bergman, he started from 18 February 2022. Like, he is also coming in 7th March 2020, and he's also there in 10th November 2022. So he's making some amount of sales. Okay. So when he started in 2020, he made somewhere around $323 of sales. In 2022, he made $564 of sales. That means one customer who is a old customer, he's helping in the sales, like, to improve the sales. So the cohort analysis is to know how many number of customers, or is the old customers are making the more contribution or not. To know that, so this cohort analysis helps us. So I will create one more column. I'll create one more column. So I'll make a fixed customer name. So I want to know when he started. So I want to know the start date of each and every customer. So can you tell me what is the start date of Aaron Hawkins? Narayan, can you tell me what is the start order date of Aaron Hawkins when he started coming to the superstore? 20, 22 April 2020. So this is the first time he came to that superstore. So he made first order in 2022, 22 April 2020. Okay, Sandeep, can you tell me Aaron's mailing when he started his first order? Yeah, perfect. So I'm writing a calculation to get this first order made by each and every customer. So to know that, I will fix this customer name and I want to get the minimum order date. Okay, so when I say minimum order date, so in every, for every customer, whatever all dates are there, from all these dates, it will pick the minimum order date. So I'll name this as year of acquisition. Say okay. And I'll show the day. And I'll make it as discrete. Okay, so if you see, Aaron Bergman has started in 18 February 2020. So 18 February 2020 is showing here with the calculation. So what I have done is I have fixed it to the customer, and basically I want the minimum order date from all the dates which this customer has. So in all these dates, 18 February is the minimum date. In all these dates, 22 April 2020 is the minimum date. Okay. So it will calculate for all customers whatever is the minimum date. So the importance of this fixed LOD here is I want to fix for the customer name. So that's the reason I'm using this. So I don't want to include or exclude any dimension here. Why? Because I'm not including customer which is already there. So customer name is already there. Then there is no point of including that. So I don't want to exclude any dimension also. So that's the reason I'm not using here include or exclude LOD functions. So I'm just using fixed function. So say okay. So now that we have known about this order date, which is all the dates, and the year of acquisition is the minimum order date for each and every customer. Okay, so now I will use this in color, and I'll take edit colors, and I'll take blue and assign parent, say okay. Okay, so the whatever the light blue color, so these are the old customers who are continuing in the next years as well. So there are, so in 2020, so some of like most of the customers have started, and from 2020 there are only few people who continue till 2021, and this is the sales that they have made. So these are the previous customers of 2020. So these are the previous customers of 2020, and there are only small part which in 2021 there are only few customers who started in 2021, and this one it will is showing the 2020 customers who made sales of $464,559, and this is 2021 customers who made $94,000 of sales in 2022, and new customers in 2022 are 54,886. So in a way you can understand, so old customers are making more number of sales. So this is how we can find the cohort analysis, and I will show you the percentage as well. So how much percentage of people who are coming from the past years. So I'll just do a duplicate of this one, and I'll make percent of total. Okay, and edit table calculation and do by specific dimension and check on year of acquisition and show the percentage. Okay, so in 2020, so there are customers from 2020. So 100% customers who started in 2020 made 100% contribution, and whoever the customers who are there in 2020 also made some sales in 2021, and they have made 78.34% of contribution. So in that sales they have made 78% of contribution, and in 2021, so the new customers in 2021 made 21% of sales. And if you see in 2022, so we have the past customers from 2020. So there are 75% contribution made by 2020 customers. So when I say 2020 customers, so if you go to this sheet 9 and let's filter on years and select 2020. Say okay. Okay. So these are your customers who started in 2020. Okay. So who started coming to Superstore and who made orders in 2020. So this is the total which you have, 18,83,000. So now let's go to 2020. Let me take this total. Maybe the rows are getting repeated. Okay, so here okay. So let me take order date also. And here I will take 2020. Yeah. So this is what it gives, 494,040. So 490,040 is the 2020 customers. So that's how we can make the 2020. And if you take an example of 2021, so let's now take the example of 2021, so which is 370,551. So which is from 2020. So here we have 2020 customers, which is $370,000. So if you select 2021 also here and say apply, which is 102,442. Okay, so these are the new customers in 2021, and these are the past customers who are started coming from 2020. Let me just select 2020 and 2021. Say okay. Okay. So Aaron Hawkins is the person who made, who is available in 2020 and 2021. So let's say Aaron Hawkins is available in 2020. He is also available in 2021. So that's the reason. So it is showing you the data of the customers who are there in 2020. So these are the customers who are present in 2020, made this much of sales. And these are the new customers who are present in 2021, made this much of sales. Okay, any questions? So this is about comparing the number of customers who started from 2020. Are they continuing till the every year or not? So you can see from 100% of customers who are there in 2020, only 78% customers who continued to 2021, and only 75% continued to 2022, only 74% continued to 2023. So that means the old customers getting reduced year by year, and new customers are getting added every year. So that's about cohort analysis. And we can make use of this fixed LOD in this scenario where we can compare with the previous years. And I'll just show you here. So this is the process to implement cohort analysis, where you need to have columns, year of order date, and in row shelf you need to have sum of sales. And for color purpose, you need to have the minimum order date for customer. Okay, so in first chart is to show the sum of sales, and the second chart is to show the percent of total. I mean, how much percentage customers are coming from the past year to the current year. So for each and every year, we have this information. So to get the percent of total, so you need to right click on the sum of sales and select percent of total and edit this table calculation, and you need to select the specific dimension, which is year of minimum order date. So this is somewhat hard to understand. Why? Because LOD calculations are so complicated. So if you try to create those calculations, so then only you will be able to understand this LOD calculation. Why? Because you need to, so these are not visually representable. Like you can't see exactly. Let's say I'm telling you here, you can see, let's say the number of customers. So the 78% customers who came from 2020 are making this much of sales in 2021. So that number you can't exactly see. So let me just select 2020, say okay, and 2021. Okay, so these are the number of customers. Duplicate. Okay, so these many customers who started from 2020, and that you can get it from year of acquisition date. Yeah. So these persons are also available in 2020, and you can see I'm just selecting 2021 data, order date as 2021. So I'm just taking the sales made by these persons and how much contribution they are making. So they are making 78% contribution. So to know the contribution of old customers, we use cohort analysis. Okay, I'll just take a pause here so that if you have any questions. Yeah, Lakshmi. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. So, okay. So minimum order date is 2020. So there is no minimum order date before 2020. So there is 100% contribution from the new customers. So these are new customers. New customers made in 2020. These are new customers only. If you go to 2021 only, then they will become old customers. Who are there in 2020? In 2021, they will become old customers. So here you can see year of acquisition 2020. So the customers made 78% of contribution in the sales. 2020 customers. Yes, correct, correct. Okay, okay, I'll show you. So, okay, let me remove this sales. So I'll put order date, order date as day. I'll make discrete, and I will also take. I'll just put month or year. I will just put. Okay, so we have 2020, 2020, and I will take year of acquisition. So this will be the minimum. So minimum, what is the minimum value in 2020 and 2022? Lakshmi, yeah. So year of acquisition will have minimum based on the customer name. So that is the calculation we have written. So if you see, there are some customers 20, 2020 and 2021. So Aaron Bergman is not there in 2021. So what I will do is, so I will just in order date, I will select 2021. Say okay. Okay. So I have selected 2021 and year of acquisition is still showing 2020. Why? Because this person is also there in 2020. If you see Aaron Hawkins, remember this name. So Aaron Hawkins was there in 2021 also, 2020 also. So if I remove, so Aaron Hawkins is there in 2020. So that's how the coloring is happening based on that. So cohort analysis. So I'm using this year of minimum order date, right? So whichever is having that 20, so whoever is coming from the previous years, so that will be colored in a different color. So that's how we can know. So he is there in 2021 and he is also there in 2020. Got it? Mhm. Okay, so if the let's say if these customers are there, right? So these are the customers, these are the old customers who also came in 2021. So in 2020 they were there. So their first order they have made in 2020. So 2021 also they have come. And if you see the year of acquisition when it is 2021, these are new customers who started in 2021. First time. Yeah, correct. So we are taking minimum order date, right? So the minimum order date, we are fixing it. Even if you filter on 2021, it will still show you 2020 if he's starting from the previous years. So let's take 2022. Mhm. Let me take one example so that you will understand. Customer name. Okay, so this person, Aaron Hawkins and Smelling, they started coming in 2020. Like they have started in 2020, but they have also made purchase in 2023. I will tell you few other examples. 2022. Yeah. So this person has made orders in 2020 and 2022 also. So I'll take an example of mhm. It is there in the filter. Okay. Okay. None. Say okay. Okay. So Aaron Bergman, if you see, he's there in 2020 and he's also there in 2022. So what we are trying to do is in 2022, we'll compare what is the contribution he made in, I mean, he's contributing in this year also, right? So we'll just focus like, yeah, we'll just highlight him with a different color that this person is coming from 2020. So this is what cohort analysis does. So whatever these customers, so all these customers who are coming from 2020, those customer sales are getting highlighted here. So he is one person like this. There will be like many customers and the total sales will be coming in this category. Mhm. No, we can't take. There is only one aggregation that you can make. You mean in the syntax you are saying, right? Yeah, in syntax you can take only one measure. Not only measure. So if you basically you need to take the aggregation. So whatever, if you see order date is not a measure. So it is not mandatory that you need to take only measure. wherever you can do some aggregation function. If you can use count distinct or minimum, maximum, if you can use aggregation functions, then you can take dimension also. And you can't put commas and you can write. Only for dimensions you can write here. If I want to include any other, yeah, you can't take. So that is about cohort analysis. Okay, so previous years customers are getting continued in the current year and the future years. To know that, we use this cohort analysis. And I have also provided the steps to create this. And I will provide the link uh, where you can do this step by step. I will share that document also with you. Yeah. So how to calculate percent of total using LOD? So this we have already discussed in yesterday's session. So I'll just skip this uh, LOD function. So here also I'm going to explain about fixed LOD. So yesterday in most of the examples I have taken this percent of total concept only. So I'll just skip this slide and I will show you how to do how to make use of exclude function. So for that I will so there is one concept called comparative sales analysis. So now I will do comparative sales analysis. Sales analysis. Okay, so how to do comparative sales analysis? So I'll just take subcategory, and I'll take sales. I'll take this bar chart. Okay, and I'll show the label on top of this bar. And I will write a calculation field or I'll create a parameter. I'll create a parameter and list to the values and I'll select string here. And I want to see the list based on the subcategories. Add values from subcategory. Where is subcategory? Yeah, subcategory. So all the subcategories will be listed and say okay. List of subcategories. Categories. And say okay. Okay, so go to calculation field. If subcategory equals to list of subcategories, which is parameter, then sum of sales, else 0. And cannot mix aggregate, non-aggregate. I'll just remove this sum. Okay, and I'll make this as selected subcategory. So what I'm trying to do here is I want to compare each and every subcategory with the other subcategory. So other subcategory, I will use a parameter so that, so let's say accessories, I want to compare with appliances, or appliances I want to compare with art, or art I want to compare with binders. So that option I will give user to select with which subcategory you want to compare. So that's why we call this a comparative sales analysis. So I will have that controlled with this parameter and say okay. The selected subcategory, I'll put it here and show this parameter, show parameter. Okay, so whatever it is selected, accessories, appliances. So when you select appliances, only appliances value you can see it here. If you select art, only art value will be visible here. So what I'm trying to do is, I just want to compare with each and every subcategory with this value. So I want to know the difference. So it has 1,60,380 and this has 27,659. So I want to know the difference. So to know that, it has to have it in the same row. So in this same row, if I want to do a subtraction between this and this one, so this value has to be in the same row. If it is not there in the same row, then we can't do any addition or subtraction. So if you do sum of sales minus sum of sales subcategory, so you can't subtract with this value. So to do that, so I will write a calculation. I will write a exclude calculation, exclude calc. So where I will exclude this category or exclude subcategory, and I will put this sum of selected subcategory. Okay, here what I'm doing is, so when you generally, so when you exclude subcategory here, what will be the value of the sum of sales? Can anyone tell what will be the value of sum of sales if I use a function exclude subcategory sum of sales, what will be the value? Yeah, perfect. So it will be total of all sum of sales. But now I'm not using this sum of sales. I'm using this sum of selected subcategory. So now what will be my if I exclude subcategory for this column? So what will be my total? What will be the column value? Can anyone tell? It's the same, right? So I'm excluding subcategory in this. So you're taking sum of everything. Here also it is same. It is sum of everything, which will be your 27,659 only. Yeah. So it's basically you're excluding this subcategory. What it will do, it will basically do the subcategory. I mean, it will remove this subcategory, then it will do a total of this one. So if you use this column where you're filtering subcategories, so if you remove that subcategory, it will still do the sum of this all these rows. So it will have 27,659 in that calculation. So the calculation which I have written here, so it will hold 27,659 in each and every row. So I'll make a duplicate of this one. And I'll replace this selected subcategory with exclude calc. So put it on top of this so that it will remove. Yeah. So you can see 27,615 each row so that it is easy to compare the subcategory values with art values. So art subcategory has 77,659. So now you can compare with each and every value. So now I will write a calculation difference with selected subcategory. Okay, so I will take this Control Z. I'll take this. I'll control select this sum of sales and put it here and minus control select this thing. Yeah. So now I want to find the difference between these two. Say okay. And I'll make a duplicate of this one. Okay, now I will replace this exclude calc with difference with selected subcategory. So put it on top of this. To put it on top of this, so it will replace. And I will sort it. Okay. So binders value is $207,355. So binders value, if I subtract with binders value, it will give you 0. Okay. And $208,000 dollars minus 207,355, you will get $665. So with this, So binders, you are comparing it with the all subcategories. And if you select art, so art value you are comparing with all subcategories. So for art, you can see it is 0. So whatever you select here, so that value will be 0. Like when you compare binders value with binders, so binders value minus binders value, you will get 0 only. So with that, you can see the comparison. And I'll write a calculation. I'll write a calculation where subcategory equals to list of subcategories to represent. Okay, to represent, I will use this in the color. Okay, I will put it in the color. Okay, so to see the difference. So whatever I select here, that will be highlighted in the chart. So, okay, whatever, let's say copiers I have selected. So only copiers is getting highlighted, and copiers compared with copiers, you will get 0. Now I'll select art. So art is got highlighted. So whatever I select here, I have written a calculation represent. So whenever my subcategory is equals to the value parameter, so then it will color. So if this function satisfies, then it is true. Otherwise, it is false. So based on this, I am coloring this particular subcategory. So this is called comparative sales analysis, where I can compare each and every category with whatever the values that I have selected. And if you see the calculation that I have written, exclude calc. So here I'm trying to exclude one dimension which is there in the visual OD. So here if you see, I have a subcategory in my visual OD. So what is the level of detail here? It is subcategory. Only one dimension is getting used. So in this calculation, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to exclude one dimension. So that's the reason I'm using exclude function. So I'll just take a pause. If you have any questions, you can. So these are the steps to create comparative sales analysis. Okay. Ravi, can you tell me what is cohort analysis? Yeah, correct. So do longer customers makes a larger contribution or not? The past customers are making a larger contribution to the sales or not? So that information we can know. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Lakshmi, can you tell me what is customer order frequency? Yeah. So the number of customers, one order made by number of customers, two orders made by number of customers. So if you want to know how many number of customers made one orders, two orders, three orders, we can get to know by customer order frequency. Yeah. Okay. Narayan, can you tell me what is comparative sales analysis and which LOD function we have used in comparative sales? Okay. Suganya, can you tell me which LOD function we have used in comparative sales analysis? Yeah. So what we have compared with, I mean, in the example, what we have compared. So we have, yeah, yeah. So with what we have compared. So yeah, perfect. So that's about comparative sales analysis. So that we have discussed about three types of things. One is comparative sales analysis, and cohort analysis, and customer order frequency. Okay, so in these cases, we have used fixed LOD function. So we have fixed based on customer name. And here we have fixed uh, customer name only, but minimum order date. So to know the minimum order, like the first purchase date of each and every customer, so we have used this cohort analysis. And comparative sales analysis, we have used exclude function to compare the subcategory with the selected subcategory. So that's about today's session. So any questions, or we can wrap up the session? Okay, I'll just show you once again. Okay, so basically what I have done is I have shown, first of all, selected subcategory. So whatever I have selected here, I want to show only that subcategory. The thing is, I want to compare each and every subcategory with the selected subcategory. For that, what I need to have is, I need to have this value in each and every row. But in each and every row, I have zeros. I have written a calculation in such a way that it has zeros. But I want to see this value in this rows. To see that, what I need to do is, I need to use exclude subcategory. So that if I do an exclude subcategory, then it will have $108,213 will be stored in each and every row. Okay, it will not do sum, or it will not do anything. It will have this $108,213 in each and every record, so that I can compare with the other subcategories. So that's what I have done in the next sheet. So where I have used this exclude calc. So I have excluded subcategory. So the only value which is there in this column is $108,213. So that's why that value is shown across all the subcategories. Now it's easy for me to compare each and every subcategory with this appliances value. So in the next one, what I have done is I have done the subtraction between sales minus this new exclude calc. So it's just the difference. And I have sorted it based on the normal descending order sorting. Okay, is that clear? Sorry, can you repeat? Yeah, just made it so that you will be able to understand. So we can do this in the same sheet only. Even in this sheet only, I can do it. So to know the difference, like if I show it in different worksheet, then you will understand what is the difference between this and this. So here I'm making the difference between these two. So that I will do it in another sheet, so that it's easy for you to understand. So you can make in one sheet itself. So the final outcome is this one. Yeah. So that's about today's session. So we'll continue in tomorrow's session. Thank you all for joining. Thank you.